are under.
So. Hey.
Hello, good people.
What's up, good people? This is Teen Talk. Remember, here we inspire, motivate, and encourage you youth. I'm Victor, and my Instagram handle is VictorJenga9600.
Hey guys, I go by the name Grace Kashi. You can find me in all social media platforms at Grace Kashi Kenya.
So today we're gonna spice things up. We have an amazing guest, just the title itself, yo. So we're gonna give him this opportunity to introduce himself.
Please do.
Hey guys, my name is Anthony Njuguna and I'm a clinical psychologist or a psychiatrist.
Umesikia your title, psychiatrist, psychoanalyst, yo.
You get. So to start with it, can you tell us the difference between psychiatrist and psychoanalyst?
Yeah, the difference is not that big. As a psychiatrist, we focus mainly on the medical part, and a psychoanalyst, they focus on the major part.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have a great show lined up for you. Today's topic will be mental health.
Yeah, today's topic will mainly focusing on mental health, and today we have this amazing gentleman who is going to talk to us about mental health. Yeah, to the next question, I'm gonna ask Mr. Anthony here, what's the difference between mental health and mental illnesses?
Yeah, the difference between mental health and mental illness. As we said before, do you remember what we said about mental health?
Yeah, it's an emotional stuff and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, mental health, as we said, is a socio-psychological and the emotional part of our mind. Yeah, but mental illnesses, these are the disorders that affect our mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I may ask, is bipolar in which category? Bipolar disorder?
Bipolar is a mental illness.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are several mental illnesses.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Like depression is a mental illness, anxiety is a mental illness.
Uh-huh.
We have the bipolar. We have schizophrenia. There are quite a few.
If I may ask, is depression a mental illness?
Yeah, depression is actually a mental illness, and it's a serious mental illness.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are the effects of illness on society? Mental illness on the society?
Difference on mental illnesses on society. I think that question will be directed to the community itself, the society. Mm-hmm. Yeah, how it affects them as a community. Yeah.
So what are the difference, if I may ask, what is the difference between sociopath and
psychopath? Yeah.
The difference between a sociopath and a psychopath.
Yeah.
A psychopath, the difference is just one actually. A psychopath does not have any emotions.
Really?
At all. Yeah. A psychopath does not have any emotions.
Okay.
A sociopath has a certain level of emotions.
You mean a sociopath does not have any emotions?
A sociopath has emotions.
Oh, so psychopath.
Psychopath does not have any emotions.
So like a
how
joker
does this apply?
Yeah.
I don't understand how a person should hana emotions, ana kabisa ma feeling. Hana emotions zile zake.
No, when you talk about psychopaths and sociopaths, these are when a crime has happened, yeah?
Okay.
And the authorities have to determine what sort of crime it is, yeah? So maybe the person is probably a serial killer, yeah?
Okay.
So you determine whether the serial killer is a psychopath or a sociopath.
Oh, no,
depending on the actions. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like a joker is a psychopath. Joker.
Yeah. The
Okay.
joker is actually a psychopath.
Yeah, the joker.
Yes.
Oh, moving to the next question, I'd like to ask maybe how does mental health affect us youth? Yeah.
No, that one you'll have to tell me because you are the youths, yeah, and I'm also a youth. But as the youths, but I'll give you just one answer.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll give you just one answer.
Okay.
How does mental illness affect us as youth?
Yeah.
Maybe the way we form relationships with other people. Yeah.
Or simply being enriched to each other.
Yeah. The way we form relationships with other people is a determinant on whether you will have mental illnesses or not. Because if you have a mental illness, forming a relationship with other people becomes quite difficult.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And Anthony, if I may ask, is mental health common in youths? Ama yani inakwanga common maybe middle adolescents, nini young adults, ama inakwanga common where?
First of all, watoto maybe chini ya let's say 17 hawakuangi affected na nini mental illnesses, lakini the moment wanafika let's say 17 and above, 17 ndio maneno imeanza kuwa serious kabisa. Unaona?
Okay.
Wakishafikisha 17 ndio mashida inaanza. Unaona? Bipolar disorders ndio zinaanguka. Unajua bipolar ni extreme mood swings za mtu anapata, yeah.
So we can say that mental health affects commonly the middle adolescents. Okay.
Yeah.
So take notes. You know it's a free advice from a psychiatrist and a counselor by profession. So we'll be back after this short break.
Don't touch that light. Welcome back, guys, with the amazing psychiatrist. I'm gonna ask the other question. What is the main cause of depression among the youth?
The main cause of depression among the youth, that one will come from stress. Okay. The stresses that they are facing as youths, you know, the schools, their religion and whatnot.
Like, if I may ask, I guess depression, it's commonly, yani, it affects youth sana. Let's say maybe we focus on the middle adolescents. I would like to ask, what usema shule, is school one main cause why guys get depression? People get depression.
Yeah, lazima watu wakuwe depressed wakiwa school.
Is it a must?
Yeah.
Why?
Sio a must, lakini when you talk of depression as a disease.
Oh, depression as a disease.
Yeah.
Okay, I now understand.
Depression as a disease. Umesema depression na kuna wase wenye wanakuaga huko 27 they undergo nini depression. Sasa si kuna kile ile kitu.
Anaweza kuhusu shule.
Unajua umeuliza what's the main? Is it the main? No jajibu.
You know certain things zinatoka juu so hizi depression ina comes as a result of stress, too much stress. Mwanafunzi akiekewa too much stress inaweza cause depression pia.
Like it's not the main thing in schools, India.
Yeah, it's not the main thing. Yeah.
And if I may ask, is stress kuna stress between the peer pressure and the social pressure?
Yeah.
Okay, if you can please explain. Maybe nasikanga kuna like categories between this social pressure and peer pressure, depression and suicidal thoughts and stress. How are they connected?
First, we'll start with peer pressure. Peer pressure, as we know, comes from your peers, your friends.
Yeah.
Your friends or the group you're associated to. Yeah. Social pressure comes from a group that is higher than you. Yeah. Even the pressure from celebrities can be categorized as social pressure. Yeah.
Okay. So the stress, how are they connected? Stress and social pressure and stuff.
Stress, first of all, stress is not a mental illness.
Okay.
Stress is not a mental illness. Stress is just what it is, stress, and it passes.
Okay.
When it comes to an illness, it's when we call it depression. Yeah.
So depression is someone having that, yani akwena stress mingi, which leads to depression.
Yeah, to depression. Yeah.
Okay. Point taken. Yeah.
So what are the impacts of mental illnesses on individual and families?
Impacts of mental illness?
Yeah.
Maybe we can say one of the impact of mental illness, maybe for example in a person in the same family who has mental illness, there's dissociation from the family. Yeah, there's dissociation, there's stigmatization and such. Yeah, but stigmatization is actually the main in every family, but the society at large. Stigmatization of people with mental illness. Yeah.
Okay, moving on, I'd like to ask, how is get the certain mental disorders, moving to on like bipolar, how is there any age rate that bipolar affects? It's just general?
You know, bipolar, according to research, they say bipolar is treatable.
Yeah.
Bipolar is treatable, but from certain levels. Because bipolar can lead to diseases like dementia. Yeah? diseases like dementia, because you know that the difference between bipolar and dementia is not that it's not that big, because bipolar, as we said, there are mood swings, but people with bipolar, they have delusions. They have delusions of superiority. They have delusions of masculinity, but you know, bipolar mostly affects the males.
Yeah. And if I may ask, can bipolar be that bad?
Yeah, bipolar can be very, very bad. Bipolar is actually bad.
In which cases are we talking about?
In some people, bipolar, it affects the way they as we said, the way they form relationships with other people. People will just move out from one person to the next, from another person to the next, simply because they are not satisfied.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or simply we can say that those bipolar guys, yani, they're not that much enriched to each other.
Yeah, they are not enriched to each other. They don't form proper relationships.
Okay.
Even with their parents, even with their friends. They are loners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I get your point, yeah.
So what are the mental health stigma?
Mental health stigma. Stigma is just falls through the category of stigmatization. Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to move on to the next question. The causes, what causes yani, let me read it. What causes teenage mental health issues?
Teenage mental health issues.
Yeah.
In that question, I think you'll have to ask me a specific question about what mental issue.
Maybe let me ask about depression. A lot of, let's say, maybe teenage or middle, let me focus on middle adolescents. A lot of them, they suffer from this depression stuff, anxiety and stuff. I'd like to know, does it occur mainly to them, to the elderly pair? It occurs like above 30,
Depression among the youth, let's say just the young adults, you know, the 17 to maybe 25 years.
Yeah.
Well, it has very many causes. Teenage pregnancies, you know, that's a cause of depression. You know, even the lack of funds or money is also a major cause of depression.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I understand.
Yeah.
And if I may ask, let's say, how may I help a mentally challenged teenager? I'm a middle adolescent.
The first thing you do is put yourselves in their shoes.
Oh.
You put yourself in their shoes and try to understand what they are going through. Because if you don't try to understand what this person is going through, there's no way you can help this person.
Okay.
You must put yourself in their shoes, then you start from there. That's just the scratch point where you start.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, Victor, do you have anything to add up?
So you have not told us kama the elderly people who wana undergo depression.
They are mentally challenged, yeah.
Yeah. Focus too mainly on the young youths.
So you're asking. So your question is about the maybe mental illnesses that comes with the older age.
Yeah.
With the older age, maybe the let's say 70 and above. One of the problems is schizophrenia. Is a disease. Dementia follows everyone.
If I may ask in broad, what do you mean by schizophrenia?
Actually, it's schizophrenia.
Okay, yes, sorry, my bad.
Schizophrenia, this is a disease that people who experience have a problem with their coordination, the body coordination, their mental coordination. It mainly just affects the coordination.
And here I can see people asking question. What do you mean by dementia?
Dementia is just it's just like a huge memory loss.
Okay.
Yeah, people. This is a disease whereby people are not able to understand the realities. The fabric of reality to themselves is deferred. Yeah, they cannot understand. In one minute they are okay. In another minute they are not. They're in their own world.
Okay.
Yes.
The last question, I believe, or the second last question: can puberty cause mental illness?
Puberty and mental illness.
Yeah, are they associated in any way?
Maybe in women.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it can cause because puberty. Because you find that in women, not all of them grow at the same time and at the same rate. Yeah, because we have early adolescents and the late adolescents in terms of puberty. Yeah, so maybe in the late adolescents have problems with because maybe the way they interact with their peers who maybe have already grown and they are much smaller in size, it can cause a lot of problems for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also maybe for the young young ones who are experiencing puberty at the young age of maybe 13, maybe their peers are actually smaller, but they're actually bigger than their peers. So it actually brings a lot of stress.
Okay. I understand the point, yeah. You've understand too.
So as we come to the end of the show, I'm gonna leave you with a very interesting question, and each one of you must answer. So, what is the most awkward thing you always do alone? We're gonna start with Anthony. Anthony.
That question has actually ambushed me. The most awkward thing I do, let's say maybe I can do a Kevin Spacey voice accent in the shower. Yeah.
Iseme, example.
A Kevin Spacey voice. Okay, let's see. This is America. And we are the people, and I'm your president. Yeah, that's a Kevin Spacey accent.
That's actually great.
That one is an awkward thing. But it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
Kashi?
Myself, I just take a mirror in my room. Assume to be Kanzidena, assume to be reading news, and yeah.
So you aspire to be a journalist?
Yeah, I do aspire to be a journalist one day. So I'll just like assume to be Kanzidena and read news. Actually, I'll be with my phone, reading some stuff just there, and I'm like, okay, na sasa tumefunga show yetu.
Okay. So mine ni I always conduct an interview with myself. Yani tuseme nimeitwa hapo hivyo. So the winner of the Oscar is Victor. So naenda hapo hivyo alafu nasema ati I couldn't have done without my family, my support team, nini. So you know how Lupita does it, okay? Sindio?
Okay, that's actually awkward. As we close up the show, I'd like you to share actually your awkward moments with us. That you comment down below there, and any questions, comment down below. Our psychiatrist will be more than honored to answer your questions. And yeah, it's a wrap up, guys. Goodbye. Until next time. See ya.